What is up, everybody? This is the Wax Man. As soon as I started the video, one of those rare occasions, we had an aircraft go overhead. Sometimes I never know what the camera's microphone is going to pick up. So, the backdrop. Let's talk about that. Welcome to Back to the Past Wednesday. The backdrop. Some of you know the story. I was assisting my LCS, Kendall, in his shop, and this guy came in, and there was another guy and us behind the counter while Kendall was doing his stuff. He had to run some errands, and so we're behind the counter. And this guy came in with this sheet, this poster looking thing, and the guy he starts talking to me and this other guy, and the guy, we looked at it, and then the other guy says, "Well, listen, this has been laminated, so it's not in the original. They're not in the original state. So for some reason, whether maybe it was promotional, but that's an actual sheet. But it's been laminated. Because it was laminated, it actually rendered this worthless, especially with the amount of cards that were produced back then. And you can see some of the players. You can see Roger Clemens, Tom Seaver. There's a lot of great players on here. Some of them you can't see. Pete Rose is in the top left, so you can't see him. Some of these are covered up here. Brett Saberhagen, you can't see him. I know a lot of these players. When I look at this, I know basically just about every player on there. I've heard of them, seen them play in a sense from on television. So it's kind of cool to have it. And we told the guy, because we were representing the LCS, we couldn't, he would never want this. He would not buy this. And we told the guy, he said, listen, this is technically worthless. And he goes, well, I'll just throw it out then. And I said, well, listen, instead of you throwing it out, I said, I'll buy it from you for $1 as a poster. I'll put it on my son's wall. And that's really all it's worth today. And I'm not going to tell you that I got a great look from him, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate him selling it to me. At least let me at least put it up, use it for something. It was on my son's wall for 17 years until I started using this as a backdrop. So, it's only sentimental. It's still considered worthless. But it was worth $1, guys, and I'm not selling it. Because imagine without that for my backdrop for Back to the Past Wednesday with the 1987s. Now, I'm always going to probably use that as my backdrop. Once I get the room fixed up, it's going to be a while, guys. But once we get it all fixed up and running right, obviously my backdrop will change a little bit because the setup will be different, and I'll be able to bring out some of my stuff again. So, guys, here we are. The end of our trip. The end of our trip, guys. The end of our trip this week, this month, with our Back to the Past Wednesdays. It's been a fun ride with you guys. I do have more of these, but I also have 1990 Fleer or Score. I don't even know. What I'm going to do is this: I'm really interested in doing the 1990. I think it's either Upper Deck or Score. I can't remember. Yeah, the Upper Deck or the Score. So you guys let me know either the Upper Deck or Score for the next Back to the Past Wednesday series. Let me know which one you guys are interested in. Let us get into this last section here. See if we can't. Now, the front two sections each only had one of our chase cards. it was the back section that I found these three on the left, and now we're on the back right. So let's see if we can pull. So we got 5 of our chase cards. We need to find the other 5. Right? So we need at least... No, we only... Yeah, we need 5 of our chase cards. Wow. Okay, this is rough. That's some ugly, ugly gum, man. Look at that. Look at that. Death on the back of that card. Oh, and that came right apart. But because of bleeding purposes, I'm just going to put those there. So here we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, nice. So Wit. Oh, John. All right. We pulled another Conseco, some factory, some printing blemishes. But we did. Let's pull these to the side. So here we go. So we found one of our chase cards. Ozzie Smith, Williams, Galarraga, Butler, De Leon, Schmidt. All right, Pete Rose. Pete. There was a really cool card in Fleer. Actually, a couple of years before this. It was called Pete and Repeat. Or was it 90? No, I'm sorry, it was 90, 91? 81, 91. Fleer's first or second year that they had a Pete. It was called Pete Repeat. Because his son was on the team with him. So we're not going to really see those cards, but that's fine. We're just going to stack them over here, the cards that are not the chase cards, and then we'll go over them again like we always do. Let's see if we can't find some of these chase cards, guys. Ooh, I am excited. I think we still did pretty well. I do have another one of these boxes, but we'll do that another time down the road, maybe a few months from now, unless, if we can find some other cards, because we may end up surprising you with some of the stuff that will go back to the past, because back to the past can be certain times, certain years. So we go Ward, Parker, Greenwell. It's either first or second year card. Let's see here. I can always feel when I get to the cards that have the wax on the back. Oh yeah. Man, let's see here. Once we get into the 91 cards that I have laying around, they're not up this time. We want to do the 90s. I think we're trying to chase the Frank Thomas rookie. Somebody's been wanting me to do that. Oh, poor Paul Molitor. He is down. See, and there's Bill Russell. He's got the stain. If the stain is big enough, I'm not going to... Some of these cards are not salvageable, honestly. But you know what? I'll probably have this whole set and don't even realize it. All right, Tim Tuffle. See, came over in '86, and he won a World Series ring. He was really another one of the pieces of the puzzle that got them over the hump. And still, we thank Bill Buckner. There's a Jorge Bell, nice. Later on, he switched it to George Bell. Or he went back and forth, I can't remember. But either way, I always liked him. If I know somebody is Spanish and they tell me their name is George, I ask them, is it Jorge or is it George? Almost every single time they say Jorge. I said, okay. And I start calling him Jorge. Okay, so these two cards, yeah, this is... Wow. It's rough. This one did not have the stain on it. It was just kind of stuck by proxy, I guess. Okay, so let's drop that there. Let's see what we got here. Shu, McGee, Brown, Babyloni, Best, Fletcher, Stanley, Behringer, Kingman, Urbeck, Stewart, Show, Org. I've heard people try to pronounce the I, but we always heard Garth Org. Played with Blue Jays for a lot of years. I think he was a decent player. Did pretty well. It was one of those guys that you want on your team because his job was to get on base. in a con, you know, there's in a good con, there's a setup guy or woman, but you got somebody who does the setup where they set everything up, they set it up, they get it in motion. And that's what these players, these utility players, were for. They were great, maybe outfield and base, but their job was just to get on base. Their job was, you know, don't get me wrong, they love the home runs, but sometimes when they hit a home run, some players got in trouble. They're like, no, you were supposed to get on base. Here we go, B.J. Surhoff, but he's not on our list, is he? Nope. Sorry, B.J. Ryan Sandberg. See, now there's a card you want to sleeve. Haven't had a good... Wow, I just realized that we did a lot of packs without sleeving anything. I guess that happens once in a while. Dave Winfield, nice. He's got some damage there. There's Dave Johnson, the World Series, 1986 World Series skipper. And so players, they're supposed to set up. That's why you have the leadoff. And you have this power hitter that usually comes up third or fourth in the lineup, because his job is to get everybody who's on base in from the bases. So we got Foley, Guzman. And Pete Rose. Pete Rose is down for the count, guys. I'm going to tell you why. Because right here, if you guys can't see it, it's crystallized. So I actually am not going to save that card. That will be tossed out. I just don't think it's health-wise. I want to pass that on to somebody. And sometimes I'll reassess these later and come to a conclusion that some of the card I don't keep. Some beat-up cards I do, but when they've got this crystal on there, I'm not even going to try to take those two apart. That's rough. All right, so we got Pettis, Thurman, Robinson, Russell, Molitor, Smith. So here is a Cal Ripken. It's not the Cal Ripken that we're talking about. That's the Chase card. This is card 609, and his card is 784. But we still got a Ripken, which is really cool. And some of you guys that are newer, in a sense, to the hobby, meaning younger than me, if you want to get started on an 87 set, you guys, my email is always in the description. Email me. Let me know that you're trying to get cards for 87. A good way to start is the Fairfield boxes. To get cards, to really just start getting cards for sets, older sets. And yeah, you do get some really nice hits once in a while, which is phenomenal. If you guys have seen some of my videos, you know, 10, 20, 30, 60, $100 worth of cards, and you know that's a no joke. So Phil Garner, even though we're gonna have to toss his card, he actually won a World Series ring with the Pirates back in '79. He was another good player. I hate to have to toss him, but he was batting .262, and he wasn't supposed to hit home runs, and he didn't. But if you notice his hit count, well, in '86 it dropped off, but he had a lot of hits. You know, he was a pretty nice, steady guy. He was a good utility guy because he was great at the base. Okay, so this is the second left. Ken Griffey. Wow, Ken Griffey Sr. Look at that, averaging 300, 121. He's another one. He didn't do a lot of power hitting like his son did, but another one that was just good to get on base. And you could count on him to get in. Kevin Mitchell, World Series ring. Here is a Clemens. Nice. Not the Clemens we're looking for. The Clemens we are looking for is card number 30, and this is card 614. So it looks like the last section didn't have any of the 10 cards we were trying to find. Got one pack left. Unless they're all hidden in this one pack, guys, I don't know. Let's see, Mike Brown, Dusty Baker. Those are really stuck together, and I'm leaving the gum with it. It's that stuck together. Okay, so let's see. Tanner, Ogilvy, Tabler, Tettleton, Doran, Lanya. Oh, I remember seeing this pack at 1 at 4. There's not much in it. Oh, except for Ricky popped up. That's our first Ricky. So we did have a couple of changes there in the middle. So we pulled a Ricky Henderson. Not one of our chase cards, but it's a Ricky Henderson. Okay, guys. So in this last section, we just Henderson, Clemens, Ripken, Sandberg, and Rose. So we just had a lot of nice quality players. He's not officially in the Hall of Fame, but his stuff is in the Hall of Fame. They still mention him in the Hall of Fame. I really feel that he should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. There are people in the Hall of Fame that have done so much worse than what he did. Again, I'll tell you guys what I know to be a truth according to Pete. Yes, he bet on baseball games. Yes, he bet on his own team. This is a player manager card. Yes, he bet on his own team. Every single game he bet for his team to win. Do you think he had insider information that would make him not do that? Yeah. But it wasn't about what he knew. It's about, this is my team. I back my team. I play for this team. I manage this team. I'm going to bet for my team even though I'm going to lose. Why? Because this is what I do. There are players out there today that bet on games, guys, and they're not getting in trouble. Pete just lied about it after he did it. Then he lied for years. I still think the greatest player to ever play the game, Pete Rose. At this time in his career, he'd been playing since 1963. He was batting a .303 average. He had 4,256 hits. He is very savvy, very understanding of the game today. You know, better than most that are in the game. Oh, wait, we did pull a Jose. I forgot we did for a second there, but yeah, we pulled the Jose out. Okay, guys, that's it for this session of 1987 Back to the Past Wednesday. I'm so glad you guys stopped in the last 4 weeks. It's been a pleasure talking with you guys in the comments. Been really enjoying it. Thank you so much for your support. It's been appreciative. Please read the information in the description. You also have the card crew giveaway. You'll find the information in there also for the month of July and how to enter. That said, be with the one you love. Take care of them, treat them with respect and dignity. Wax is out.